What's up, YouTube family? Just gonna send it. Man, have we been busy. But check out what I bought last night. She's got some cancer though. I got it for 1,100 bucks. Look at these tires. She said she put tires on it, new calipers all the way around, pads, rotors on the front, and literally 150 miles later, after doing all that work, her brake lines burst. And she's just one of them people that has luck like me, I guess. But she didn't want to fix it. She brought it to a garage. They quoted her $1,100 to do those brake lines. So she put this up for 1,500 bucks. I had driven over an hour to go look at this Grand Cherokee. The guy said, yeah, it's clean. The outside looked clean. It looked mint in pictures. I get there, he's got 3 ratchet straps holding up the gas tank. He's got rust in his frame. He's got, I mean, the interior's clean, the 4.0. He had paperwork on it. The motor had 60,000 on it. It was done a year ago. So that's why I was rushing out there. I wanted to get it for 1,000 bucks. And I got underneath it, I drove it, and I kind of liked it, other than the strap. You know, I could potentially fix that. I offered him 1,000 bucks, and he said he wanted 12, so it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that for the shape this is in. So I was driving back, and Britt found this. And as soon as she saw it, she said, I found it. And we messaged, we went and looked at it. I bought it right away. I literally walked around it, looked at the frame, started it up, and it's like, yeah, I'll give you 1,100 bucks right now. And she took it. So we had to have it towed home. Obviously, it's got 0 brakes. I was under the assumption maybe just one brake line broke and I could limp it home, you know, instead of paying the 125 bucks for towing. But I found a new tow company. This guy's cheap as heck. They own a dealership. I was talking to him about this truck. He actually invited me to go to a couple auctions with him. So now I've got another dealer friend that I can buy through and sell through to keep my yearly sales down. Ooh, look at that, I got straps. But yeah, I mean, this thing kind of looks rough to me. I don't usually buy them like this, but it's all there. It's still got a couple years left. I'm gonna get one of those from the junkyard. We're gonna take care of them rockers. Look at these tires though, 150 miles on them. That's 2 trucks in a row I bought with brand new tires on them. So, I don't know, I kind of like it. Look at that. Not push button. Some people like that better because it's less things to go wrong. She said it's got a new exhaust glass pack under there. Brake lines are busted in 2 spots. I have to find it. I'm looking. Yep, same one I put in. So I'm looking online right now. I'm gonna see, well, I'm gonna get underneath this and see where they're broke, see the condition of the lines. If I can get out of replacing all of them, I will. But if they look like they're gonna burst, because what happens is you replace one line, you rebuild pressure, and another line will break. It's almost guaranteed. I've done this probably 5 times now, and you replace one line or a caliper, then the next bad line, weak spot will blow, and then you replace that, and then the next bad one. So it just makes sense to do them all, which this job is a pain. But for 1,100 bucks, once I go to the junkyard and I get them wheel covers, we paint match them, this thing's gonna look a lot better. So with the tires, the new brakes, it's gonna have new brake lines, it's gonna have all kinds of new stuff. Oh, bonus, look at that. Bet you they bought that for doing the exhaust. I always buy new Sawzall blades to do an exhaust. Oh. There's the one they used. This is sweet, guys. I love finding stuff. Ooh, what do we have here? Check out this lock kit. Oh, it's a gun lock, isn't it? Yes, it is. Trigger lock. Building the world's finest umbrellas. It's an umbrella. There's my battery holder downer. Right there. Battery cover. Ooh, look at that. Got some new Allen bits. You guys are seeing this the same time I am because I haven't gone through it yet. It literally got dropped off at my house at like 10:30 last night, 11. Had a Pioneer in it. Good thing I still got that radio from the Jeep that we swapped for steel. Look at that. It's got the wire harness in there. What's that thing? Is that a fan? Look at that. The harness is there so I don't have to cut into the harness. Sweet. I'm kind of psyched about this. I feel like it's been a minute since I've owned a Chevy. And I just love these things. Let's go check the other side. And we're gonna pull it up into the driveway. Just like every other dang Chevy. One door won't open. Oh well, it is what it is. All right, let's drive this thing. Brake light, obviously. We got an engine light. You can always figure out if you have brakes. If you put your foot on the brake, put it in drive. See, we've got a little bit of brakes because we're not rolling. So what I would do then is I'd put it in drive, get rolling, go to neutral. Drive, get rolling, go to neutral. You know, if you're trying to pull it up into a driveway or a garage. So, since we've got a little bit of brakes, let's drive this beast. Yeah, she don't have much. I wouldn't have made it home, that's for sure. Sounds good though. Freaking drives good. Throttle response is good. So, all right, we'll do this. We'll do the drive neutral method to get a car moved. See, I'm still in drive. Let me get on this hill. Go to neutral. Just get this thing slowed down. Because you don't want to go through your garage wall. So it seems to be stopping pretty good. So I don't really have to bounce back and forth. Some cars have a serious idle gear and it rolls at like 10 miles an hour when you just don't even have your foot on the gas. So voila, and then shoot it into park as soon as it stops rolling fast. All right, we are in. Why are these lights on? That's why my battery was low, because this light was on. Ooh, aftermarket speakers. Love those. Look at that. I got a trans temp. You don't see that very often. That's nice to have. Would that make this a 1500 HD? Got my oil pressure, which is great. Battery's good. Engine temp's good. Almost a half tank of gas. Gosh, I love it. So we've got a little bit we want to do to this thing today. We got to go down and get the title switched over. Look at that. Dang it. So the tailgate needs some love. Frickin' Goodyear Wranglers. I could take these off and sell them for 500 bucks. If I had some Chevy wheels laying around, I'd do it. All right. Now I climb under this thing with a light, follow all the brake lines. Probably should pop the hood. The old Vortec. So, I mean, these lines up here don't look too horrible. So, they all may not be too bad. It's my splitter for my rear. We got to make sure we don't let our brake fluid go down too low, down to this pump. You can see right now, it's up to here, which is good. I don't usually buy them with that on there and that on there. But It's slim pickings right now, guys. I'm telling you, if you want a 4x4 up here in Michigan, you're gonna pay for it. So the fact that I got this for 1,100 bucks, put about $60 to $80 worth of brake lines in it. Them flares I think are 10 to 15 bucks from LKQ, which they're really easy because they screw in through here. So no matter what, I can put them on. God, this one's real clean, isn't it? First thing, we're gonna take the wheels off. I'm gonna get this whole side jacked up on jack stands because they all run down this side. I got underneath there. I did see that 2 lines have been replaced. Fuel lines replaced, new fuel filter back there. Let me get this thing jacked up and we'll go over it all. Alright, here's the ABS module down under the driver's side of the truck. You can see I have 2 lines that are new, this one and this one. Them have been replaced already. The easy part is running the lines, taking them off. The hard part is getting to all these fittings and getting all your fittings off where they're at because they've been sitting for a long time. So basically what we have to do is I just got to take all these loose, get them off, take out the lines that I don't want. I mean, I can just cut these and leave them, you know, where I can't get to them, just cut them up tight and run new lines to it. We will be flaring our own lines and doing it ourselves. So 1, we'll save money. 2, I don't have to wait till tomorrow. 3, I can sell this thing faster. So that's the plan. Let's do this thing. Following these brake lines, we've got 2 to run up front and 1 to run to the back. So they all run up through here on this frame. So it just makes sense to get this whole fender liner out. Get it right out of your way. Sometimes removing more parts makes the job faster. And a nice pair of side cutters works nice for this sometimes. You get stubborn ones, just kind of slide that tip underneath there and you just get it underneath that thing. Boom, pulls it right out. Don't squeeze too tight or you will cut it right off. So we want to try not to break as many as possible. Although I usually end up breaking about half of them. I'm getting lucky on this one. Look at that, it just opens up everything, doesn't it? I'd like to mention, no pins were harmed in the making of this video. So, we're gonna get up in here. Obviously the brake that goes to this wheel, the line's gotta be done. This is the one that goes to the other wheel. You can see it goes over here, around the front of the motor, and down. I followed that one over. These are actually the lines I'm gonna go get. You see that splicer fitting there, right there? They come in, mosquitoes trying to give me triple E. Yeah, you splice them together. They come in 6-foot chunks. So this one ran from the module halfway down the truck. That's where it ended. New piece, over and around. This definitely makes getting to your fittings easier. There's my module right there. That's nice. I didn't do this last time I worked on my last truck. I just fought it. And I finally just got smart. I've been watching a lot of videos on, you know, working on cars and trucks. That's all I watch. That's why I make the videos. And my dad's always said it too. You know, if you have to, take extra parts out and you'll open it up a lot and it'll make the job a lot easier and faster. Wheel bearing is new, rotor's new, pads are new, calipers are not new. So, okay, wheel bearings, rotors, pads, tires. Did all that, and then the lines burst. Gosh, that's a sad day. She said she put like 700 bucks into this thing just for the wheel bearings, rotors, and pads. I don't remember what she said she paid for those tires, but I could easily say at least $700 for that set of tires. And then to drive it 150 miles and your brakes go out, man, that would suck. Alright, I gotta add up this footage so I can go buy these lines. And Britt has entered the garage.
Entered the cold.
Feels good, it's working weather.
Freezing.
Alright, so she said she replaced the calipers. She didn't do the fronts, she did the back. Look at this. This is kind of a dilemma. That caliper over there is new. It's nice and dry. Look at this one. Now, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's definitely leaking from here.
So I'm wondering if this is stripped out, because that's a brand new caliper. There's no way that should be leaking anywhere. It's moving nice and free. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get in here and look at this. It's got a copper washer in back in there, copper washer here. God, that's a bummer, just to do all this work and then all of a sudden, you know, it's doesn't work. You know what I mean? You do all this work and then all of a sudden it just keeps leaking.
Yeah, I'd be ticked.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't do anything to the tires sitting on there like that. I don't think it will. The rotors are nice and machined. So, yeah. 150 miles later, she's leaking right here and her lines are blowing. That sucks. So yeah, Britt's gonna work on this. I think we want to take these off. I've got this Wizard wheel. It's a rubber wheel that you put on a drill. It works wonders. You pull this off and you've got that 3M thick tape. Literally that rubber wheel, you just put it on there and it pulls all that off, doesn't scratch or scuff your paint. I mean, it gets right rid of that and you can't even tell there was ever a strip on there. These trucks look way meaner when they're just smooth on the sides. And then where this rusted, like look what it does to the paint. This Windex or water with a Mr. Clean eraser. That fast. Seriously. I mean, look at that. It's as quick as that. So we'll do that and then we'll get these wheel flares. This thing will look nice. That's just a Mr. Clean eraser pad. I will put a link below in the description for this wheel and these eraser pads. They're super cheap. I think you can get a 30 pack off Amazon for almost nothing. These are gold and that wheel. So just those two things, I think the wheel's $10, $10.35.
Yeah, like that.
I try to keep one in my garage. When it gets low, I buy another one. But they're seriously amazing things to do when you're detailing cars. She's actually looking for it right now. I'll put links down below if you guys want to check them out. But they're super cheap and they add a lot of value to your vehicle. Honestly, just make it look nicer and be able to sell it for a lot more. The more you do, the better, and the cheaper you can acquire the materials, the better.
Yeah. And honestly, that wheel is so easy to use. Like, I can go down there and I can grab those strips, rip them off, and then tape the wheel and get it done in no time.
Yeah, otherwise, that 3M 2 strips of tape, they're a nightmare to get off.
Oh, I've done it by hand without the wheel, and it's, you guys have seen it, it's awful.
Yeah, it just takes forever. That wheel right down the side, and then come through, and anywhere you got rust sticking up, hit it with this pad, and it literally just cleans the side up. It almost renews the paint.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, you know, when you can find materials really cheap, say a pack of these erasers for 10, 15 bucks, and then a wheel for say 11 bucks. Free shipping, you get it next day. And you've spent that much money and you increased the value of your car, say 700, 800 bucks. You know what I mean? That's a serious return. But she wants to go get coffee. I'm gonna take her on a little date.
Quick,
and we're gonna go
at the gas station.
Yeah, and then we are going to get these brake lines and I'll be back.
And I'm gonna clean.
She's gonna clean and then the fun starts. All right, we're back. And Speedway coffee, by the way. It's really good. We're both cheap dates. Here's our 2 fittings. So if we have to put any of these lines together, we can do that because these lines come with fittings on them. But basically, 41 bucks it cost me for 2 fittings, 4 lines with fittings on them already, and a big jug of brake fluid. So these lines here, you can see, have fittings on them. They're already flared. That saves me some work. I was gonna buy a 25-foot roll, but that's just more work having to flare both ends. Nobody can tell me what size fittings go into the module and, you know, at the wheels. So we'll see what I have to do when I get there. If the fitting's decent, I'll reuse it. As long as I get a good flare and it threads into the hole, we're good. So now I have to start ripping out lines and getting new ones in. And then to save myself time with the wrench, I cut the line so I can get either a socket or a wrench on there. This one was trying to be stubborn, so what I did is I tried going left. It was, you know, almost bending the bracket, so I actually went in and tightened it a little bit. Went right and it moved like quarter, eighth a turn, and then once I did that, it was broke free. Because you never really put these in very tight, it's just the corrosion that gets you. So, fitting one, done. Here's my work table I set up. I got the next two fittings off, cleaned up, ready to use. So I'm gonna put this fitting on this brake line, and then this brake line's ready to go in. That will be the one that runs to this front brake. So it's gonna go down and around. We'll get that in. And then the next one is for the actual, for this up here, if you can see it. This line runs braided. It's gonna be a solid line, so it'll be nice. I can cut that, I can get a wrench right there. Easy, I've already got the fitting off the module. So it's going good so far. Let's not jinx ourselves. Got my first brake line made up. You gotta be careful though, because this is wheel side and ABS side, it's bigger. So I just flared both ends with my flaring kit. It's ready to weasel on in there, and I'm gonna have to bend it as I go. Hopefully this goes well. Let's see how it goes. I've got the line in. This is my next line. This is the one that comes in up underneath the module up front, goes back. So I'm gonna work on this one. These are the two fittings, so I gotta get this fitting off here and set up a whole nother line. Let's do that. Alright, I was a little off on the length I wanted for my line. I thought it was gonna come in, bend down, but I was going through the front and I didn't know if I was gonna have more bends. You can see it comes up, over, and goes down and in. That one's done. Next line's gotta go up into, it's gotta go up into that module right there. So, we can definitely, by looking at it, take off about, I don't know, 10 inches or so. So we're gonna do that real quick. I'll slide these two fittings off, save them for later, put my fittings on. This job's actually going a lot easier than what I've had to deal with before. But as I replace them, I peel them back just like this, just to get them out of the way, so I'm not confused in the end. So now I've got one line that runs in, I know where it goes, and I don't have to kind of just trace it, you know. These are already out and gone, so no more tracing. I can see everything. Weather's not getting any better. Gosh. Alright, second line is ready. Look at that flare. Man, looks just like factory. I'm getting better at this. These brake jobs are getting easier actually. The more I do them, the better, you know, easier it is. You learn your tips and tricks. So, alright, we're gonna run this second front line, and then we only have one more back line. And that's gonna suck because it's raining. Alright. Trying to bleed these brakes, and from the reservoir, that line back to the master or the ABS module was empty, so it took forever to pump that up. I didn't think they were working. So finally, I've got pressure to my caliper. This rear brake line has actually been redone. It's a new brake line. If you look at it up in there, you can see that little black line that runs all the way back. That's actually a new line. Doesn't look like it, but it is. So I'm not going to replace that. I thought I was going to end up having to do it, but then I felt it. It's pretty thick and it runs up on top of the frame. It's not in any of the garments. So the two lines that I did fixed it for the front brake and to the splitter. The front right's new, back's new, and to the ABS module's new. So everything's new on this thing, or has been done at some point. For them to charge $1,100 for it, I mean, what do I got? I got 2 hours out here. I spent $41 on enough brake lines to replace almost every single one on here. I got them off, put them back on, 2 hours. Another 2 hours, maybe another hour, because once I got going, you know, you're just going. So for them to charge her $1,100 to do that job is just ridiculous. Bad for her, good for me, I guess, but yeah. But we got it done. It's sucking down fluid. Let's see how much it has sucked down here actually. So, yep, I filled that right up. I'm pumping it down. It's down to about that line right now. So I'm gonna fill it back up, keep pumping it till I got a good pedal. I'm gonna watch this rear caliper where it looked like it was leaking. Maybe they were, I don't know why it looks like it was leaking. Once I get pressure in there, good hydraulic pressure, I will check that out. But if it's not leaking, I'm calling it. And then tomorrow we just gotta get our butts to the junkyard, get these fender flares, and put this thing up for sale. So, let me know. This is the point of the video where, what would you guys have paid for this? For the most part, it's a clean truck.
Oh yeah. Except what's really obnoxious is all the cigarette burns in it.
Oh jeez.
I know. But it looks good.
So, I mean, it's a clean truck.
And it's got a whole set of floor mats to go with it, but down in here, there's like 20 cigarette burns right there. Like, how annoying.
Probably from using what used to be an ashtray. Yeah, there's cigarettes in it. So.
She's almost there.
Yeah. Brakes are pumping. We'll have it bled.
Sweet.
So yes, please comment below. You know, would you have bought this for $1,100? And what would you sell it for?
How much can we get for it? Those
Britt told me, that girl said she spent $1,000 on those tires.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Less than 150 miles ago. Like,
oh yeah, they're brand new.
I think a week or two ago, she put them on, and she also brought it to the dealership and had new brakes, pads, rotors, and a couple other things. 2 calipers
back there.
Calipers.
Front wheel bearings are new.
Wheel bearings.
Yeah.
All, and literally all from the dealership. She's a young girl. She paid a lot of money getting it fixed.
Yes, so. If you learn anything from my videos, guys, never take your vehicle to the dealership.
No.
Everything, if you have to take it to a garage, take it to a little family-owned garage.
Yeah, like a local hometown garage.
Yes.
Because even then, they will charge you hundreds of dollars cheaper than any dealership out there.
Yes. And if you find a good locally owned, family-owned garage, they're usually owned by good people.
Yeah.
You can tell when you're talking to a crook. You know what I mean? Make sure you're dealing with good people. Take it to another spot if you don't feel comfortable, if you feel it was too high of an estimate. But you could have got out of this for probably, you know, told them, hey, go in there, fix the lines that needed to be fixed. You probably could have got out of this for $300-400 bucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the dealership, they're going to tell you every line needs to be replaced, every fitting. That's why they said $1,100 bucks, because they said they were going to replace everything.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, you guys,
they're just.
YouTube will teach you anything and everything. If you don't know how to do something,
that's how I learned how to do it.
Take 20 minutes, watch a couple videos, and you will learn it and you will do it. The first time might be hard, but now look, Kev does it
all the time.
All the time, and it's a lot easier.
And it's gonna make me. This is gonna be a $1,000 brake job.
Yeah,
you know.
We literally went to the store. We got brake fluid and our brake line for $41.
Yep.
41. That's it.
So you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to figure out a way to steal these tires for Steele's Jeep, put some other tires on this thing, and just sell it and make money. Get those tires for free. Get free tires, make money.
Right.
Bada boom, bada bing. I mean, look at these things.
And he needs them bad.
Them are the tires we need for winter. It'll fit right on these 16-inch wheels. So I'm thinking about it, guys. So be looking for the next video. I'm gonna get these brakes pumped up. You're gonna want to see if this thing drives or not. You're gonna want to see the next junkyard video. So stay tuned. I appreciate you watching. Check out my Instagram. If you want to see any of the tools or things I use in this video, I'm going to start putting links down below. People have been asking, you know, what is this, what is that, what is this? I find it a lot easier to dwindle down my comments. Now you can just go down there, click on a link, boom, you can see it, you can see the price.
Yep.
And we'll just go that route. So I guess I need to up my game in descriptions, and yeah, it's just a lot of typing and a lot of, I'm not good at it. I want to edit the video, throw it on there, and just walk away, and then Britt usually does all the other stuff.
I go on the computer
She talks
for like
to the
an
people.
hour.
But yeah, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
We'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.
Bye.
Sneak peek. Drives good. Let's test our brakes. Perfect. Feels good. All right. Subscribe. Hit the bell. You're going to want to see what we make off this one. It's going up for sale tomorrow. See ya.